Welcome everyone, this is John from Southern Cross Online. Today we're going to be looking at a game called Ark Survival Evolved. I would probably regard it as a survival game. There seems likely to be a trend of survival games, which is fine. And this particular survival game I really like. Hey, it's got dinosaurs. Who wouldn't like dinosaurs in the game? Is that right? So we're going to join a local game and have a brief look at some of the controls. Okay, so I'm going to be playing with my Xbox controller for PC, and I'll try to keep the button noises down as much as I can. But yeah, I find it relaxing just to play with the Xbox controller. Okay, so here's the island where we start at. It can spawn you in different places if your character passes away or gets defeated. Now, with the controller, what we're going to do is, if you look on the right hand side, you'll see a little hand symbol. Whenever that hand symbol shows up, press Y on your controller and that will pick up whatever resource it's referring to. If there's no hand there, there's no resource that we can pick up. But as we move around, we can pick up resources. So I think one of the first things is working out how to pick up resources. As we can see, the land has a very prehistoric style to it. The graphics do look nice. For example, there's the moon, stars, and there is a big dino. So, I was actually two. However, these are both herbivores. There's actually three, and a bird. These dinosaurs thankfully are herbivores, which means they won't eat us, which is great. We can still attack them if we want to, and we do need to attack dinosaurs to get hide, like their skin. However, that you have to pick a dinosaur that's about our level, I think would be a nice idea. Get some more stone, that hand symbol's up. Yeah. Okay. This island, or this section of where we spawn, I think when I very first started the game, I've only played it for a few hours. Very first started the game, it was further up this end. These dinosaurs weren't roaming there. However, that's fine because they're not going to eat us. And just have to be really careful. Now, there is a spoil aspect to the game in terms of food. Watch out for that bird. If we don't eat food within a certain time limit, the food spoils. We can get an item called a preserving bin. Later on we can craft it, which extends the time. However, it still eventually spoils any food we have. Okay, so it's coming up to daylight now. This is quite nice. I find that when it is night, it is a bit difficult to navigate. To get used to the controls with the Xbox controller, to access our inventory, we press B for Bravo button. That goes through our inventory. We can move around in that. There's bought food, we'll drop it with left trigger because we don't want it. There are our resources. If we press B for Bravo button first, and then we press the select button on the controller, it actually brings up us up with a recipe list. These are all the things we can make, and they're called engrams. Now we can learn recipes up to our level, which is currently level 10. I'm level 10 in this game. So I can learn stone arrow, which I really want to learn, and the bow, which I also really want to learn. It does require engrams to learn the recipes initially. And I think I read somewhere that we can't learn every recipe due to the engram points that we are given, so we should always be careful of the recipes that we choose to learn. Once we've learned a recipe, we can then look at crafting it. Now we move up to the crafting section. Inventory, press A to access that. Any of the items that are sort of grey with lines on it like this, we can make it and do have the requirement materials. However, for example, a pick, it actually says there in the crafting requirements it needs 5 more thatch. We've got a bunch of thatch in the chest near our campfire, and we can pick that up. Now this is a storage box that we created. We can press Y to access it. If you hold down the A button, that will transfer that particular item from the box to our inventory. Now that we've got enough thatch, we can actually make that pick. As we can see, we can now make the pick because we've got enough of the requirements. We also know the recipe, which is a critical part of that as well. If we double tap A key on the controller, that will make one of those items. And there is a pick that we just created. When a weapon breaks, its durability goes down to 0. However, we can repair it, as it's got there. This is the item that needs repairing. We just press Y on the controller to repair that item. It consumes some materials and then it's repaired. So we don't have to create it from scratch again, which is quite nice. These large rocks we can actually get flint from, as well as stone. So let's equip our pick and let's hit the right trigger a few times. There's flint, there's stone. Basically just keep hitting it until it smashes open and disappears. Now the other part that is quite often needed is wood. So we'll just have a look around for wood. Here's a tree here. Yep, so we just hit on that. There we go. There's some wood and a lot of thatch, which is fine. Just keep hitting it until the tree falls over. There's our food level. Our food level says 66.1 and it's going down. So we'll eat some food. We just click onto the cooked meat, click the right trigger to consume it. Then we watch our food going up again, which is good. And that will keep us going for a while. One of the other main stats is water. For our character, it currently says 91.9. If that does go down, to replenish it, all we have to do is basically pretty much swim in the water. Watching out for that piranha. It's somewhere there, I know it's somewhere there. Once we do that, and we'll swim in the water a bit, as you see, our water stat has gone up to 99.3. One of the things I've realized from this game is don't let the size of the dinosaur fool you. Sometimes I did see at one stage a little dinosaur and it came with about 5 friends, and it is extremely deadly at that time. I did kill the first one, however the rest just went feral. Where is that? I'm still looking for that piranha. There he is. There's a piranha. So I'll just hit that a few times. There we go, we killed a piranha. There it is. There's a dead piranha. It says level 1, but they're actually quite vicious. My health is down to 106 and it's going up, which is fine. All you do to harvest the resource from the dead animal is you equip your axe and just hack at it till it goes away. With the meat, we actually get more of a benefit, I think, or it lasts longer if it's cooked meat. All we do with that is we go to the campfire, we access the inventory, transfer that over so we can get rid of that later. Let's put some thatch. Excellent, we can do that. We'll hold down the A key on the controller and it just transfers what's ever there. We want to put all this fish food into the cooking area. We'll drop that spoiled food and then we'll light the fire. There, just press A and that will cook the food. We do need to have enough thatch resource in the campfire inventory box to cook all the food, because the fire will only last until all the thatch is run out. To ride any of the dinosaurs, we do need a saddle. A saddle will appear in the crafting menu after we've learnt the recipe, and if we press B and then select on the controller, this brings us back to our recipe list. One of the things I do find is that it's hard to actually see what level the dinosaurs are unless you're really up close and personal to them. Once a character is defeated, killed, however you want to say that, it puts up a green light, as we can see there. So if we want to get back our stuff, then we just look for that green light. It's quite nice in that we've spawned really close to where we had the problem with the dinosaur before. We're not gonna attack this. I think it's too big. Oh, that's nice. Even the shadows on the rocks from the trees. Well, that's our introduction to Ark Survival Evolved. I hope you liked the video, and I hope you all have a great day.